You guys there?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, my internet dropped off.
Yeah,
No
Skynet
problem.
went down.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the internet went.
Yeah, my internet went.
It's
Oh,
all
okay.
good.
Sorry
I
about
was
that.
just, it's all good. I just saw Metal Face when I went down, asked me shy away from drama. I sometimes it's tricky to find content. Usually I'll ask on Twitter though for like stuff, and I think it's really awesome how the community brings good questions and topics all the time. So a huge shout out to the Twitter community who gives really good questions and topics generally. I mean, obviously there's trolls everywhere you go, so I'd say
Oh,
thank you to that. But
what
and
was the
do I
question?
well, a guy Metalface in our chat just asked. He asked me, "Is it hard to come up with Clash content every episode?" And he said he notices that I shy away from drama, which makes SNH good. I don't know if I shy away from it. Like
There's just
I
not there.
I I mean I talk about modding and I talk about some of the conflicts and stuff. I don't like take a hard like really angry stance on one way or the other. Like I got my opinions, but I'm not gonna like hate anyone for having their own opinions on any topic. So I think I don't think I shy away from the drama. I don't fuel the drama, if that makes sense.
You don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, yeah.
And they can be hungry.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting under a bridge all day, you're gonna get fucking hungry down there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I think one of the questions is the things that you don't like about Clash. That's the one thing that is it seems like a lot of like drama stems from like the other pieces, like if it's like GroupMe or whatever, or if it's Twitter or that side of it, and that can be really hard because you're using these other tools, or you're doing like podcasting stuff, or you're whatever it is, and and be I mean, there's not like in L, like it doesn't there's not much drama at all if you're just regular in the chat, but like so many times other apps and things, like that's where things like pop up. I don't know if you guys find that.
It's because you're getting more involved with people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many times I just want to like delete Twitter, but then at the same time, it's like there's a lot of cool like people that I get to interact with that way. Like just even if it's, oh, this is going on, or a question, or somebody brings something up, but it's a weird thing.
I think what Tate said is the main thing. He doesn't take a hard line on one way or the other. I think that's the way you kind of got to take Twitter. You can't really, you can have an opinion, but just don't try to impose your will on everybody else, I guess.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting. Like, it's so funny. Like, I just kind of sit back and watch, and there'll be a bunch of people saying, how much they hate modders, and then people saying, I hate the fair play community because they're all up, hoity-toity about how awesome they are. And then there's a third new group that just wants to bash people who are bashing those people. So there's like a new group of people just yelling. There's one who's yelling at the few, and it's just funny just to watch like this ridiculous conversation unfold over and over again. And oh, Metal Face, yes, I did answer your question while we were disconnected. I think. Sorry.
Oh, I wonder if that'll pop back up in the
Yeah, I
feed.
don't know.
Yeah, they got to refresh.
Um, yeah, well, that's the thing you see with Clash. Like sometimes you stand back and you go, okay, wait, this is just a game, but how passionate everybody really is about the game, and about, I don't know, it's like this little app game on a computer has created entire communities around it, and it's like it's really like mind-boggling sometimes to think about it, and to see myself like getting like upset about something that's evolved with the game.
Right.
It's weird that way.
Yeah. So are you guys doing arranged matchups? I know you said House Val's done one. Have you guys, both you guys, Warblade and Rob, you guys done any arranged matchups recently?
Go ahead,
We can
Rob.
never get them. We can never get them to work. Purple Rain's never tried, but we do really small wars, so it probably wouldn't work anyway. But LexCorp's never had any luck with it.
We were actually supposed to match up with One Hive, and we couldn't make the weights work. I just think it was one of those deals where we had 9.5s or whatever, and you guys don't have a lot of 9.5s, so or they couldn't be worked into the matchup or whatever. So we had that, but
What do you guys got against 9.5s?
Well, I know that there was two issues. One is that when we're doing a range, we try not to do it because they are definitely an advantage. You're weighted low defensively, but you have the offensive capacity of a Town Hall 10. But that wasn't actually the main issue. The main issue, because I was actually in the room when they were trying to set that up, was the fact that we have a lot of super heavyweight Town Hall 9s. Like, we have like 9 or 10 like max Town Hall 9s, except for maybe like just walls left. And I guess Ken couldn't really match those numbers, and so we were going to try to sit a bunch of ours, but it ended up being we were going to have to sit like a vast majority of our Town Hall 9s just because we couldn't match up the weights. So that kind of was the major issue.
Oh, okay.
I was surprised at that. I mean, like, I didn't really realize like your guys' clan or were like, because I think they were pulling from like a lot of the K fam and stuff.
Yeah.
But that we didn't. I was surprised at the lack of like really high 9s that we had. I think it's kind of like not many people I think they'll progress, but I just couldn't believe that we had that much of a problem to pull in super high 9s, where I think like I would have said like right off the bat, oh yeah, we should have enough people like that. But I think then heroes come into it too, don't they? When you're looking at the matchups, or
Yeah, we try to balance those two, but I mean, like that's not like the. It is definitely weight first. In no matter, I mean, you look at the weights first, and then ideally you try to match up the hero levels afterwards, just to try to make it as fair as possible. That's the same reason why we try not to do 0.5s as little as we can, just because it makes it as fair as possible. I mean, Halligan was in on the whole thing with us. He was trying to help go with it. We were actually not too far off in the Town Hall 9s. He did a good job trying to bridge the gap there at the end, but we still came up a little short, so it was pretty close.
Yeah, I suppose it's like I just was just a little shocked, like that there wasn't that in the entire family and people that were available, I should say. Right. Because I think when they get to the top 9s about that time, a lot of people like in the K fam, they'll start to maybe go to 10, but you guys are very, very war focused, and so I can see how that works with.
Yeah.
But
we're actually in a barn.
Interesting.
Yeah, that would have been fun, and I think we can probably make it happen in the future.
Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it's like though, because when you said that there was going to be people sitting, I'm usually completely against doing an arranged war if we're going to have to sit the majority of people or a bunch of people, unless it's like every once in a while. So I think we're doing an arranged war this weekend, and it sounds like there's going to be just 20.
All right, Night Metal Face
clan, but there's a lot of
have
people
a good one,
who
man.
couldn't be around and stuff like that. So then we'll sit people. But
yeah, we got one coming up this weekend. We're gonna rematch. Well, hopefully this clan. We had one tie back in like last February, and it was we were actually like, we had a bunch of guys like out kind of doing walkabouts and stuff, and this clan called Venezuela came in, and they had like a 4 Town Hall 10 advantage on us, and that's back when we only had 3 Town Hall 10s, so it was pretty sizable in comparison.
yeah.
And we tied, and we've always talked about wanting to come back and do a matchup, so we're planning on doing that this weekend. But randomly, right before, because we're going to match tomorrow, we matched up with 007 Dynasty, who is going for, they're a level 8 clan going for their 200th win, and they have a 8 Town Hall 10 advantage on us. And
that's who we're going to match, I think.
007 Dynasty?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going against them right now. They have the massive Town Hall 10 advantage, and we're winning by 3 stars, 103 to 100 with 2 hours left. And we both got 10 attacks left, so it's going to be super close.
Wow.
Wow. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you do a range like often then?
1 or 2 a week, yeah.
Oh,
Like
Jeez,
we We have them planned up through Thanksgiving every weekend.
Wow, that's a lot of
Crazy.
work.
Yeah, I give the guys who do that, like our recruiters and our war people. So like I guess I'll save shout outs for them, but man, those guys are killer.
That's cool.
You guys are on another level, man. That's
Man, we're
like
not
a
that
totally
good.
different. That's a totally different game than what I'm playing.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not a totally different game. It's, I mean, it's a lot of planning. That's for damn sure. But
Yeah.
the attacks are the same type. It's just very similar strategies that you guys are all using, anyways.
A lot
Just
of-
to be able to match up with other people is on another level.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I guarantee you guys could match up in Lex if you had some experience in doing it. It is time consuming at first, but I know you can get pretty good at it, and it doesn't take forever to do.
I just lost interest in it because we were having such trouble with it, and I just keep holding out that Supercell is going to allow us to do this somehow.
I agree. I mean, I think.
Mhm.
Well, I guess this is a good time to ask this. I mean, I guess maybe we should ask the host Warblade. What do you think is going to be happening here at ClashCon?
Well, obviously, I'm probably like a lot of you guys. I'm hoping for the arranged matchup thing coming out. Something that you can just click a button and it shows you, okay, if you do this person, you guys can match up or whatever. Something that gives you the option to check one person off or check this person off to make the weights work. The Clash Files have talked about maybe having clan currency or something like that for setting up arranged matchups, which I thought was a good idea also. But I mean, the main thing is I just would like them to have something to do these arranged matchups a lot easier.
Yeah. Other games that I play, like, each player can donate gems to the clan, and then the clan can use those gems for, well, in other games like upgrades and stuff. But to be able to use that to, go towards an arranged matchup would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking they're gonna do the 5-on-5 skirmishes, which is an idea I've been having since like the second SNH I did. I just think it could go inside or outside the frame, like normal wars could continue to occur, and you could have little like 5-on-5 skirmishes where you only have maybe the whole thing only takes an hour and a half, and you got 45 minutes to prep and 45 minutes to do your attacks, and like maybe cooking troops is instant or something like that, and doesn't cost any elixir or anything, so you can just do it for the competition of it, and maybe you get some small resource benefit, nothing major, but just so that way there's like a quick second attack thing. I mean, Halligan, I know you've been talking. I'm looking at him talk right now in chat. He's been saying how that all the invitationals that they've been pumping up recently have all been this 5-on-5 skirmish thing. I really think that's what they're going to roll out.
Mm.
Kind of like the Tokyo Live thing was, where they had
yeah.
five or
Where
10.
the fuck did that come from? That came out of nowhere.
Well,
I
that
don't
was
see any
from
hype
the
for that at
Nordic
all.
Clash. That's what those guys were playing for, to go play in Tokyo.
Yeah, I guess I'm totally out of the loop. That just.
Yeah,
I saw the pictures on Instagram and Twitter, and I'm like, what the heck is this? I thought
definitely-
ClashCon was the next big thing.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't hyped up as big as some of their other ones, but they've like mentioned it. But you're right, it wasn't like it hasn't been pumped up like the other stuff has been.
Did you guys watch any of that? I watched about 10 minutes of it, and it was like these guys, it was like they were handing an 8-year-old an iPad or something, and these guys were doing these attacks, and it was like, they were definitely not 3-star attacks.
Well, that's exactly it, though, is you've got 45 minutes or whatever to do your attack, or half an hour to do your attack, and that includes planning and attacking, and you're still trying to coordinate your other team members to both do 2 attacks in a very small amount of time. So there's no chance you could plan a 3-star Town Hall 10 hit. I mean, you could do a lower one, but there's no way you could do a 3-star Town Hall 10 hit in that amount of time.
Are these all Town Hall 10s? Like, all 5?
The ones I seen were, I think the Korea one had some lower ones, though, actually. I didn't see the most recent one, but I saw the Nordic one, and that one was all Town Hall 10s.
the Tokyo one, I thought I saw some Town Hall 9 hits, and they were just go wiping. And I don't, they didn't even use, they were just going for the 2-star. It was like a push, watching somebody push.
No, I didn't see that.
Sign me up. I can get a couple good 2-star attacks in that amount of time.
Yeah.
I only saw part of that. Like I liked how they did the commentary and stuff, but I don't even actually think I saw any of the attacks because that YouTube was
cool.
up. Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I watched any of the attacks. I just was like kind of mesmerized by how they were doing it.
Well, I had it on at work, so I couldn't hear real well, so I couldn't hear the commentary, but I was just watching the attacks, and I was like, seriously? this is the big event they hyped up, had all over Twitter and the forums and stuff. It's like...
It seems like Supercell is deathly afraid of entering the esports world, and I think it's 100% because they don't know what they want to do about unintentionally promoting modding in one way, shape, or another. So I think they are like avoiding 3-star hitters like the plague. Like they just do not want to get involved.
I agree with that. I actually had a couple messages back and forth between Jake about that too. So on Twitter, and that was the main thing that he said, that he didn't think they really wanted to stand behind anybody because they couldn't prove, or it sounded like they couldn't prove for sure whether somebody was modding or not. Which, to me, you bring somebody out there, you hand them an iPad and go, here's your iPad or your tablet or whatever, and this is what you play on. You don't get to add any more apps on it or anything like that. And that's how you take your attack. That's how you get around the modding thing.
Right.
Well, that's the thing with Jake's videos. It's like what baffles me about them. Like when we talked to Jake a week or two ago about them kind of giving him the cold shoulder about coming to ClashCon. If you watch his videos, he tells you exactly. He dissects everything. So I don't know. It just doesn't seem like. It seems like that would be the person you want there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it drives me crazy.
It just seems like there's a disconnect a little bit between, people who have. Here's where the disconnect. It seems it's a little strange. So, like you're talking about, like the 2-star attacks, in that competition, and then, and yet at the same time, the people who have said, like, openly said, yeah, we mod or whatever, people still go view all their stuff, on like Twitch or YouTube. They'll check out the attacks, and I was like, well, there's definitely like a community or like a market, I guess, for that stuff. I'm not saying yay or nay or anything about it. I just mean like it's those attacks and those clans are like I want to say like in the spotlight a little bit, and so I think it's kind of up to like the community to tell Supercell what the community wants, by showing support, or doing, viewership or whatever it happens to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. They need the feedback definitely to let them know what they need. So.
Or just, I mean, it's cool to see that kind of stuff going on, right? Or like the attack. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes, but oh, that's a really interesting way to approach it, or this type of strategy. But yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I don't know if Supercell really does want to touch that kind of stuff, or I guess it's such a huge topic. And
well, to me the weird thing is, like I was just saying, every other massive game historically has entered the esports world where they have been really interested in the competitive end of the game. And it seems to me Clash of Clans is the only one that is not going that route. And I'm not sure why. It might be the same reason why they have no interest in merchandising anything at all, and they're just not into that. maybe they want to make this massive casual-ish game and just kind of keep it in that spot. I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's I don't know. I've always just kind of thought about that.
You really need that other, like you're saying with the five versus five. That's a way that you could actually move into maybe the E stuff a little bit better because you're focused. I mean, now we have a war day that's 24 hours long, and like there's times where I've wanted to Twitch. You know, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do a Twitch stream, you know, this night or something. I'm thinking about it, and then maintenance breaks happens, and we lose half the replays, or we're about to do it, and then that night nobody's really attacking. You know, so it's like so to keep that focused aspect in a shorter time range would allow a little bit more for that format. A little bit. I mean, I'm not sure like with the other E games if that's a limitation or you know like a 24-hour war day or whatnot. But I'd like the idea of a 24-hour war with half XP, where you start the timer. You have 12 hours to fill your CCs, and then you have 12 hours to attack, and you get half the XP because you know then you can't like rocket ahead of all these clans just because. But it would make it interesting. I think that would really shake up clans a little bit too, you know. But I don't know. I'm betting. I still don't think Town Hall 11 is coming at this
I don't either.
I don't either.
I just don't. I don't know. I just can't see it. I would definitely say that there's a Dark Troop coming. I'm really hoping that there'll be something with a map, like the map, if it gets bigger, or I'd love to be able to rotate it, you know, or something
that
like
that would be a whole new game. If you rotate it, it would have to all be 3D models
But couldn't you just turn it so you're just looking at it now from the one side? Because then when you're looking at war,
the way the game is programmed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping with something with that, or even if it's a few squares bigger. But they said it's going to be game changing. I think there's going to be a couple new troops, at least one for sure. And
I mean, a new troop would make sense. I think. When did the Hounds come out? Was it last
year? About the same time.
About October last year, yeah, because it was just around. Yeah, it was pretty close to Halloween.
And then
every year about this time, a new troop.
Then the Witch was before that, right?
That was the year before that, because I know the Witch came out like 2 months before I started playing.
And if they say if they're doing a Clash Con, and it's around the normal time of the update, I mean, it really they must have something thought through, or like you know, a big game change type thing.
Yeah, I'm banking on it being like a fundamental game change. You know how like Clan Wars was, where it's like a change to how we play this game, like a new mode or just a completely different way of playing the game that we might not even be thinking of it. You know, it could be something completely different.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I mean,
something like whoa.
I mean, I know I wasn't thinking about war when they introduced that, so you know, it could be something totally different.
Everybody wanted it for a long time, but also I think at that time nobody quite knew what it was going to look like.
Yeah.
What it could look like. It would be like, hey, you face a clan, you know, but like the prep day stuff, I mean, I don't know. I mean, and that was the thing about the Clan Wars being introduced was the shake up to just regular clans. And that's why with this update, if it's something like that big, it's, you know, I'm hoping it doesn't quite do that, you know, where it shakes kind of the foundations of clans. Because at that point, it was like, well, now we have to decide if we're farmers or pushers or war people, and people who you're friends with that don't have time to attack, and you want to be part of a clan that's winning. All of a sudden, you had to make some different decisions.
Yeah,
you know, like House of L were just mutts. I mean, everybody's come from somewhere else.
My big idea that I've always wanted to see is like a raid type environment, kind of. If you've ever played like any MMO, like a Warcraft or anything like that, that would be the idea where you and your clan would all jump on TeamSpeak together, and you'd be coordinating an attack on a massive raid base or raid boss or something like that. And you'd have, you'd be saying, all right, I want all my TH9s to be working on the walls on the west side, and I want my TH10s saving their free spells to help out the TH9s. And it's like a massive coordinated attack. I think that would be so much fun to do and
Well,
like coordinate that shit.
and they have that with Boom Beach, where you have one base, and each person in the task force or whatever it's called over there, you go in and you have 24 hours, and I think there's like 3 bases, and each person goes in and then you work as an entire team to take this down. I would like it real time. That would be really cool.
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
so if you damage something, it's damage for the next person.
Yep.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
it's
so
like it's like
that's
real
how Hero
time. Yeah.
Sky is.
Oh, really?
So-
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like what is?
Hero Sky.
But is it
Oh,
can
yeah,
only
we've
one person go in at once, or can you have like 8 people attacking a gigantic thing at once?
Yeah, it's one person at a time.
Yeah, see, I'm on it like real time where like once you engage this event, you go until everyone's troops are all gone, and then like that's it. So it would be much like a raid event if you've like I said if you've ever done any sort of MMO where you're all interacting until you wipe or until everyone's out of troops, and the goal is to clear these progressively more difficult bases, and there'd be some sort of perk or involved for doing it. But I just know coordination in a group like that is even more fun than just doing 2 individual attacks in a clan war. Like if you can accomplish something with 15 of the people at the same time, it really elevates the amount of fun and the planning that goes in the back end of something like that.
So basically, like a group goblin map.
Yeah, but it would be massive. Like it would have to be huge for it to be effective.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. I never even thought of something like that.
That's what I mean. Like when I'm saying like game, like completely different, like something we're not even thinking of.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise. And you look at the other games like Boom Beach. So it's like they're already capable of certain things.
Yeah.
But it's I would even like to see them build TeamSpeak or something like that right into the app.
Well, that was my thought. If we go something like what Tate's talking, then it would almost imply that they're going to have to build some sort of voice communication into it, or something that you can communicate as you're doing the attack, which if you're typing in chat would kind of defeat.
Well,
you
I
know.
mean that's what was funny about Warcraft, which I played forever, is that in theory you were supposed to do everything with chat in game, but that it would be a horrible fail. So they just like openly accepted that everyone was using a third-party communication software outside of it, just because it wasn't going to work, because it would be impossible to do that. But I do agree. I mean, Warblade, that would be the idea. Is maybe that is to increase communication in game without all these apps outside. But I just think it also opens up a gigantic situation of, people abusing other people like verbally and all that shit. And then could they get in trouble for opening up these, especially if they made it mandatory to have like these open lines of voice communication and stuff like that? I think there could be some issues if they're going to call it like a E-rated game or whatever.
Right.
Here's what I want though: a longer clan mail. Can I have a little bit longer to type? I mean, of all the things so far, I mean, you need the third-party apps because you can't even put a war strategy in a clan mail.
Right.
Just give me that; I'll be happy. And a new troop.
What would you like to see for a troop? I guess I'm asking all you guys here. I'd be interested to hear what you think.
Anybody?
Something that offsets Inferno Towers.
I don't know if they'll ever do that. Well, maybe they kind of have to. If they ever do Town Hall 11, they'll have to do that.
I mean, it'd be nice to see, like, I heard somebody mention it today, like level 6 hogs, loons another level, that might
I don't
be
want to
enough
see any
to
more levels
offset
of
it.
things. I want to see something new. And
Yeah.
I think something against Furnace would make sense because the free spell is not 1-to-1 with the Inferno Tower.
Right.
No. It'd be interesting if there was like a very expensive dark unit that emitted like a anti-inferno aura. Not that it deleted the damage, but it deleted the effect where you couldn't be healed. So like if you could get one of them inside, you could still drop a heal in there, and you wouldn't be like devastated necessarily.
I actually thought about a dark spell that, like a cloak, like the Queen's Cloak, that you could drop it and it would actually cloak the troops so the Infernos couldn't lock onto it.
Yeah.
I would like to see. I honestly I would like to see a troop that you can't get from. That can't be put into a clan castle. That like, you could only get it at a certain level. Like you couldn't donate it. It'd have to be yours. You know,
What capacity's too big, or
Yeah,
yeah,
to be
like a
40.
40 troop level. I think that would make, if it was, let's say it was like Town Hall 10, you could only get a certain troop. You couldn't donate it, but you could have it. It
Well,
would make
anything
people move
new,
up.
anything new at this point is going to be Town Hall 10.
Yeah, but I'd just like to see that a benefit, or that the idea of like of the clan perk levels, like how we get the one troop upgrade, if it gave it a benefit if you had already been at it, like a god troop, a god level on each troop. I would like to see something like that, where you would, if you had the clan perk of leveling things one up,
yeah.
and you donated a max level, that it would, and then in that way you could only get a bonus.
I see.
Only in the CC kind of thing.
That would actually add a lot of value to the level 10 perk, which currently has very little value to a lot of close to max clans. They don't really care
Yeah.
about getting
That's
2
what
levels on stuff.
That's what I was really kind of thinking about, like, because now it just doesn't. I mean, it's awesome for the clan, but I'm like, yeah, what's a two level at? I mean, if you've been in a clan that long, I mean, you're not going to be probably a TH8 clan. that
Yeah,
can
so
donate.
it's pretty much worthless, yeah.
So I don't know, just something that way.
Huh.
Something to make the perks a little bit better.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see what they do, though. I'll definitely... I don't know. I guess I'm cautiously optimistic is how I'll put it. Like, there's always, like, the idea in the back of my head that it's just going to be some gigantic bomb, and they're going to be, like, introducing Clash of Clans Snuggies. Everyone gets a Snuggie. Woo!
Clash of Clans cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's game changing for your mouth, and it's like, fuck.
Your nutritious breakfast.
Yeah, it could be that bomb. I don't know. I think with Daddy on the Clash Files, I don't know. He seemed optimistic, and I kind of feel like he has a sense of maybe what's coming. So, gives me hope.
Yeah. So, Warblade, how have we done, man? Have we kept your show afloat?
Yeah, well, you guys have. I haven't. I've kind of dropped the ball here, but you guys just ran with it.
Just used to doing that.
So, actually, Tate, there was one question I did want to ask you. The Fair Play community, I know Jake's kind of behind that, and you've got Power Bang from Wiz Honor Face. Could you tell us a little more about the Fair Play community? I see you in the community, so.
Yeah, you said it with a really straight face too.
Yeah,
you did.
you just got to kind of go with it, It's like ripping
It's
off
tough.
a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah, Fair Play community is vibrant and strong. We we were matching like pretty much anyone for a while, and then we had that Black Lodge war a couple wars back. I don't know if you guys saw the replays, but they perfect warred us with 18 attacks to spare, and it was just they were dropping like a single gob, a Town Hall 9 was, just to engage our base, just to scout it, quote unquote, so that way they could mod us real fast. And it was like it honestly wasn't fun to play. Like, it just was like you knew the outcome was over ahead of time. And so after that, we were like, you know what? I think we're gonna kind of stick to the fair play matchups for a while. And so yeah, it was great. So we kind of turned to the fair play guys, and we've done. Last weekend we got guys from North Remembers and Mental Martyrs together, and we had a kind of mixed. It was one hive versus like a combined effort of them, and then so we're really trying to make most of our, if not all our matchups against clans from that community. Not that we're like angry at the modders, so to speak, but it's not fun for us to war them, so we're not going to try to match them unless we get randomly matched against them, is what we're kind of going for now.
Yeah, I would totally never willingly match up with somebody that has said they mod like that. That I can never remember the name.
War Corpse.
War Corpse.
War Corpse. It's yeah, I'll forget it in 2 seconds. They almost perfect ward us, and I don't think there's anything wrong. You don't have to like you're saying, you don't have to be mad or angry about the modding, but man, if you're not modding and that's just not the game you play, that's just not the game you want to match somebody with either. It's like it's just not a great time.
You do get to see some crazy attacks that make you go, wow. You see some things that you don't normally see, and you get to see some lot tougher bases than what you're used to by when you do come up against them. But like you said, I mean, you're kind of at a disadvantage from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as you saw the match, it was just, well, we lost, so the next 48 hours are a complete waste of our time. I mean, the way we looked at it is we knew we were going to lose, so every attack we just went for 3 stars, and we weren't worrying about the war loot. We were just going to try to do our best and 3 star as many as we could. But at the same time, that's what makes most arranged matchups fun, is that there's still a competitive element in the back of your head where you're like, maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose. But when you go in and you're like 100% sure you're going to lose, it's like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, when they come in and they're just like almost a perfect, nobody gets that close, It's like, well, we didn't even really stand a chance. It's awesome when you're like back and forth, even on like a regular matchup, where everything's back and forth. And you're like, okay, now we've got to decide where this person's going to hit or where I should hit, or strategically, am I going to be able to get the 2 stars up top, or should I move down here a little bit farther? And I mean, it just kind of leaves that all off the table.
Yeah. Well, there's a current match. Hi, guys, by the way.
Yeah, sorry, I added Halligan in here. He was so adamant in chat. I figured, well, let's get him in here.
Like, I got to talk. There is a current war between Whiz on Her Face and yeah, you can't help chuckling from that. But Whiz on Her Face and Hebrew Legends.
Oh, Hebrew, yeah. Hebrew is right up. They're like one of the. There's like 4 or 5 main offenders, and they are right there at the top of the list. So yeah.
And that war probably just ended a couple hours ago, and it was like, okay, Power Bang, you and your clan, what do? You just shrug your shoulders and say, okay, we're going to practice our attacks against anti-3 stars and let them beat the living shit out of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then screenshot their bases and puts them on the internet.
Tate, didn't you guys get like 2 of those back to back? 2 of those mod clans back to back?
I'm trying to think. Let me look at my war log. Hold on. I know, like I said, I know we lost the Black Lodge, but I don't think we had another back to back. We've recently went against Dragonflower, and we actually beat them in their modding clan. That was kind of surprising, but I don't think we had.
Awesome. I think that was a real turning point in. Well, obviously Dragonflower had some issues afterwards, but that was. I think that was one of the highlights of. And you know what? If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna mod, great. But it was really refreshing to see you guys beat them. Yeah,
and well, I mean, it was. I mean, against an excellent, I mean, they're a very good modding clan. Against an excellent modding clan, you have no chance. It's just like GG,
Mhm.
game over. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we were able to compete with them, and that was fun. But
Mhm.
yeah, like I said, when when Black Lodge perfect ward us with 20 attacks to spare, it's ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that.
That's crazy.
Well,
Well, I
that's
mean,
like you dealt with Scotty with House of L. I mean, facing War Clan or War Corps, they did pretty darn close to that.
Yeah, it was like 116, I think, out of 120, and we got like 78.
yeah.
That was really exhausting too, because we had those two wars, and then we matched SI Warriors right after that, and we lost by 6, and it really was a super close war. Like, just a couple things, like, two of the 99% attacks, and then could have really at least tied, and they were it was awesome to see this, because it was War Corps who just like I didn't even know who they were when we matched, and they're like, yeah, they're a well-known like modding clan or whatever, and I had no idea, even with modding, that they could smash that hard. And then we went up against like a fair play of the SI Warriors, and it was a great, fun matchup. It was tough. We had been working on our bases and stuff, so I think we were a little bit more prepared than I think we would normally have been. But man, that's when it's fun. That's where it was. We're just like, God, almost there. We almost got this, almost. And when you can walk away from a matchup and go, all right, that was really tough. But it was fun, and we did our best, and that was.
It's like when you have I'm a hockey fan, so it's like when you can have that handshake at the end of the playoff match, skating across the ice and shake everybody's hand and say good game, good game, good game. That's the best thing about the arranged matchups.
Yeah, win or lose. I mean, that's the best part. Yeah, you went out, you did your best, you had a good time, and that's the best part about it. I agree.
Yeah, we haven't done it very often. I think that 007 will be the next one if it works, and I don't know when it's coming up.
Well,
I have like RM doing that, and those guys working on in the background. So
yeah, we got an hour and a half left against them. We're up 3 stars, so we'll see.
Oh, see, those are the best. When you're right at the end, you're going, oh God, we can.
Did you get your attacks in, Tate?
I actually had to miss it. I had a lot of kind of shit going on, so I'm actually not in this one. I'm just spectating this one. So it's been a lot.
Okay, yeah, yep. No, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, but it's a good war, man. Especially because this is unexpected. When you get a good one, you're like, whoa, I did not see this coming.
That's awesome.
This was arranged, right?
No, this was a random.
Oh, you're kidding!
No. So we got them, and then we have an arranged tomorrow. So we're just going back to back.
Oh, that's great.
It's exhausting.
That's like L ended up with the Work War on random, just completely out of the blue. And yeah, I suppose when you know you're going to get your butt kicked in on a random, but having the arranged afterwards, hey, at least you got something to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, we got to benefit from that, just because it was like, oh crap, we better step up our game on this one, and then we spent a lot of time on bases, and then could retweak for the next war. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I hope you understand that when my mini joined L to check things out, I screenshotted all of War Corps bases. So.
Oh yeah. I did all their 10s, I think, but.
Rob, are you still there? I had a question for you.
But now it's all different with all those 10s, or with the.
I was gonna say, is Ill still alive, or is he completely disappeared?
No, he's around. He's still in LexCorp.
I just feel like I guess he vanished from Twitter, and then I didn't see. Was he off Discord too for a while or no?
He might have been off for like a day or two,
I was
but
gonna say I saw him on yesterday and today
Yeah.
when I was looking
Oh,
in there,
okay.
he's around.
All right. I just haven't seen him in a while.
making sure we're checking and making sure the cats aren't eating his body or something. You know.
Well, I know he's gone AFK roaming in the woods a couple times. He just has disappeared from the Clash world, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Well, we're pulling for him. You know.
Absolutely, and thank you, Tate, for asking whether Rob was still around because he was kind of hiding in the shadows there.
Well, I totally understand where you're at there, Rob, because, you know, if they didn't have a webcam on me, you guys probably wonder if I wandered off here too, so.
Well,
Nice.
I gotta say that Rob has probably got the sexiest voice in all of the podcast community.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad we could all get together. It's fun.
Yeah, this is awesome, guys.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. And like I said, I was just really glad to be hosting this whole thing. You know, as more and more you guys piled on and wanted to be part of this, it was like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah, we basically got on everything but Soaz in here now.
Yep, pretty much. Oh, wait, we can't forget Rigoletto.
Ah,
Yeah,
retire?
let's not forget Rig.
No, actually, I actually heard that I think Buckeye Guy is taking that over, and him and Whistle are going to be doing the show from now on. That's what I had heard. I don't.
I did not hear that, but that would be that would be interesting. That would be really cool. Whistle is a cool guy to listen to. Buckeye, I may get tired of the Southern drawl, but
Yeah.
that'd be cool cast to listen to.
yeah. Buckeye was on the episode I just released today, and I asked him about if Rig's coming back or not, and he said for a while, Buy Forever truly was Buy Forever, but they are planning a relaunch, rebranding, Buy Forever Season 2, which will have Rig and Whistle and Buckeye all back, and it will cover Clash and Vainglory and other gaming enterprises and stuff like that. So
Cool.
it should be coming back, I think, after ClashCon. I'm not sure though.
Well, I'm really.
Are they still going to ClashCon?
excited.
They are.
Well, you buy tickets to Finland, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether you're going to the con or not. But no, I'm really excited to hear your episode, Tate. And we'll see.
Yeah.
It's-
That's what I was telling Buckeye, because he was saying, I was asking him, like, are you kind of nervous to go to this thing? And he goes, no matter what, I'm still going to Finland. I was like, that's a good point. You're going to have fun no matter what. Like, you're going to this crazy foreign country. You're going to get to be seeing a bunch of people who play the same game that you do. I'm sure it's going to be fun no matter what. It might be, like, a letdown in terms of content, but
Yeah.
it's probably going to be way overshadowed by the amount of fun of, like, going on this awesome trip to a foreign country and just, like, hanging out. You got to have fun no matter what.
Amen.
Oh yeah.
I still cannot believe it's only one day long.
That's that is the real kicker of the whole thing, is that they're asking people to come to Finland, for crying out loud,
Yeah.
and all of their content is in one day. And I don't know if you heard our episode where we were going through the list of the things on the agenda, and it was like, okay, learn how to win every single clan war that you get into. I don't know about that. Or how to 3-star. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even even like a state fair, or somewhere you go for like you go to the Mall of America, whatever. Like you'd stay for more than like the day. I was just so surprised. Like I thought it was honestly like a week-long event.
Yeah,
And-
or at least a weekend.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
A weekend makes sense. Yeah, one day is. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, see you guys later. You know?
Here's the new troop. Enjoy the
Yep.
show.
I don't know. After all the stuff that Chief Pat and Galadon have been doing, maybe they've raised their rates and they couldn't afford them for more than a day.
Okay.
Those lucky bastards, man. They must be having so much fun doing all that. Can you imagine your life if you were just like a college kid who just started making some YouTube videos and now literally you're getting flown around to talk about a video game? I can't imagine how I would react if I was 22 and that was going on. Like, I just think it's mind blowing to think that that's someone's life.
I tell you what, I relate more to Galadon with the old fat bald man.
Right. Yeah.
Just flying to from Nordic Clash to Japan to South Korea, and they've got another stop before the thing ends up back in the ClashCon. So I'll take that. I don't relate to the 22-year-old college kid, but yeah, the old guy that has nothing better to do than do YouTube videos, I can do that.
The other thing I was thinking, they must really hate Godson because he's got like 1.2 million subscribers and Galadon's got 800,000. Godson gets nothing. Like they do nothing to Godson.
Well, Ash has got to be coming up on that list. I mean, out of all of the videos that I've seen, like retweeted or promoted by Clash of Clans, Ash has had 3-4 to every one of Pat or Galadon's videos. So, God bless Clash with Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot from his channel.
He's great. He is just special, in my opinion. The way that
think-
he is
yeah.
able to explain things is so down to earth and just understands who's watching his channel.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely made me a better attacker for sure.
In the chat, they're saying that Godson doesn't believe in molt math. That's why he wasn't invited.
How the hell did that guy get there?
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I believe
I'm
if
not-
Ill was on the show right now, there'd be something involving a dick and
I just
And a
don't
truck.
understand like how they pick these people.
it's all about the YouTube.
Yeah, it's all about the popularity and promoting their own game, which I get. I
But
completely.
if that's the case, then why isn't Godson there?
I don't know. Because Molt's at like, I think like 300,000 or 400,000 subs, which is huge, but still, that Godson's more than triple that.
Yeah.
The only thing I ever saw Godson do is I think they flew him out to like an art show where they had 8 pieces. And no, literally, it was like in Korea, and they had him walking around, and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? This is a stylized P.E.K.K.A. Check this out." And then like that's it. It was the latest. So bad.
Maybe they just didn't get along, and that's why. I don't know.
Or maybe
Yeah.
he wanted more money or something like that than these other guys. These other guys were like, "Oh, sign me up."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, you don't really need to pay me if you're flying me here and buying me some drinks and dinner in my hotel, you know. I'll give you bad advice. No.
Yeah, sign me up for that gig.
Yeah.
I can give all the bad advice in the world.
Yeah, trust me. If you've seen any of my attacks, I'll give you bad advice.
Yeah. Let me break this down for you. I'm going to go in and do this. I am 10 trophies away now from my highest ever.
Nice, man.
Oh, wait, no. I am at my highest ever.
Oh, even better.
Nice.
I think I just beat it. Thanks to you guys.
Yeah, I've been farming this
You're
whole
welcome.
time. Yeah.
3480.
Rob, you pull any super queens while you've been doing this?
Yeah. The last raid I got 3,800, but I lost my queen.
That's why he was so quiet. He muted his
So-
mic while he was cussing up the
It was worth it. It was a good way to end the day. I'm getting ready to go to bed now, but like I had a 6,000 dark raid earlier.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I don't know if I've got a screenshot of it, but I had a 7,400 raid, and that was the best that I've ever had.
Wow, I've never seen that much.
I've
Yeah,
seen
68,
it.
I think, is the highest I've ever seen.
I've seen it, but I didn't get anywhere close to mine.
Oh,
I just put it down and be like, well, that's it for me for today.
I can't even replay it. Like this was only 7 hours ago when I did that raid, and the replay's already gone.
Well, I think you can only see up to 3 or 4 back, anyways. I don't think it's a time thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like a number.
Oh,
Yeah, you only get the last 4, it looks like on mine. Yeah, last
Yeah.
4.
okay.
yeah, I think
Well,
it's 4.
I guess you're right. It's the same with defense. That's changed because I feel like I used to be able to go back further.
I think defense still goes back further, but attacks for sure will not go back that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, just 4. I should start trying to revenge some people. I always forget about that part of the game.
You're probably high enough that you're not going to get any trophies.
Even if I could just get like 2 because somebody left their town hall out, I'd be happy.
Oh yeah.
Because I've been up here for a couple days, but
Halligan, you
What's-
doing this push too, or no?
No, I actually missed it. I'm pushing just for shits and grins because I like having the bonus.
yeah.
Being in Masters 1, you get 900 DE just for the win. So I'm just
I may go back
leaning- Yeah, just for
just to farm Masters.
Farming.
It's a great place to farm.
mm-hmm.
And
And
then,
that's where I found that 7,400 D raid.
and I know I kind of mentioned it to you guys about the 0 to hero, but then what I kind of just came down to it is like, okay, wait, before I really promote it out there more and like let everybody know, and I'll give people warning next time. Let me workshop it a little bit so that so we can work out the kinks.
So you don't have any Johnny Big Legs?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You know, Scotty, that was the first podcast I ever listened to. Was the Johnny Big Leg?
Oh God, I apologize. There's a lot of Clash of Clans information in that one. But yeah, well, that's the thing. Then like, man, people will want to win at all costs, and so now, like, how do we figure through? And it's been pretty much, going really well. Just a couple things that popped up that now we'll adjust and put in the rules and see how that goes. It could be
Rob,
tough with like a lot of people in it, but if we get people from like just like a good 20 or 30 from each town hall level, it could make things really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, I always wanted to ask you because I know I was on ClashCast once, but it was right when the update was coming out, so it wasn't like as completely derailed as it usually is.
We take pride in our derail.
Yeah, how much effort does it take to like, when the train is like not even off the tracks, it's like under a swamp somewhere, and you have to like dig it out and somehow re-put it back on the tracks. Is it like always a struggle to like get back there, or do you like? Is that like always in the back of your head, or you forget about it?
No, I don't even think about it anymore.
You just
I just
throw
go
out
with
there that
whatever.
you start
Maybe
coloring
more.
or something, and
I just go with it. I think it's better that way. I think our podcast is much better when we're not talking about Clash.
It's just kind of doing its own thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that element of the show for sure.
Yeah.
Start with Clash, end up with pissing out of your
Whiz on her face.
yeah. With yeah, pretty much.
All right.
All right.
Dudes.
I got one last question for you guys, and then if you guys want to wrap, we can wrap. I know Rob said it's getting late there, so if you guys could make one change to the game, be it troops, gameplay, or anything else, what would you want to change and why? Sorry,
I
I'm
would
not
wanna
cool
get
like
my-
you, Tate, so I don't have 5 for you.
No,
I would want to get my surviving troops back after a raid.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
I don't
know
really
the
have
one-
any live troops after a raid though.
For me, it would be it's
Or
actually
once
irrelevant. It's irrelevant to me now, but I've always thought heroes should be usable in war while upgrading. That pissed me off so much.
Yeah,
That
that's
to me-
actually I want that more.
That to me, that's the biggest one.
that was I read the questions before, and that was actually what I was going to say on that too. I think it just would also help. Not everybody can afford to like wake their heroes. And or like there's a lot of kids that play the game, or the community or people that just that money is really not realistic to be able to put into that. So I think that would kind of address. I don't know. I just address that part of it a little bit for me. Like
That's
you
something
can,
that has kind of fallen off of my radar because I'm so used to spending, like you said, Scotty. These kids can't afford. I spend $10 every time I drop my queen. Okay, $10. Boom.
yeah.
If you could use that hero at the level previous would make a big difference, and it's kind of dropped off my radar because so many other things that I'd like to see with the clan tournaments and the matchups, what have you. But that's huge. That's
Yeah.
really huge.
And I kind of caved on it, and I'm gonna spend some gems like to gem the time and stuff. But I mean, for realistically, for a lot of people or a lot of any age group, that's you should be able to play the game for free and then gem if you want, like, but maybe not make it necessary.
Mhm.
And it's
Yeah.
with so long it being down, like it was just stressing me out to be like, hey, I'm gonna have to sit out this many wars.
I don't think you can have fun. At least I can't have fun warring without heroes. So
I can't
Mhm.
either.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
um,
Me,
I tried.
if I had to pick something, I like the not warring without heroes one, but I had actually thought that if you could, I think I heard it on one of the other podcasts, that if you could set your heroes to target something like a defense or a resource or something like that, I thought that would be really cool to kind of customize them for the attack you're doing right before you go.
yeah,
Like
that'd
set
be-
a target completely.
Like so it'd be like act as like a giant or act as like a minion kind of thing.
Right.
It goes
So
for
you could
anything,
set
or
it so
goes
it would
for just
go after
defenses?
resource or like a giant or a goblin.
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think anything that adds more user interface, or at least more customization, is typically a good thing in this game because the heroes are just so all you do is you got the one button. The question is when are you going to press it? So
Mm-hmm.
if there's a little more customization to it, I think it's a good idea.
They added the ability later on, didn't they?
I
Or did they
don't
have it
know.
right away? I can't remember now. Weren't the king and the queen? They didn't have an ability at first,
No,
or was am I wrong?
no, they did not have an ability.
Yeah. Okay.
They were just big, stupid troops.
You lured into the corner.
They were awful. That's why people like Tate, who came into the game later, have prioritized their heroes, and someone like myself, I'm just now getting my heroes upgraded.
Yeah.
And I've been playing this game for like 2.5 years, so it's like I should be maxed by now, but it just wasn't a priority.
Right.
You and Scotty, and I think that I said this when I was with you, Scotty, is it was a different game. the heroes did not matter. You didn't want them down.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
You
how
didn't
much?
really
I didn't
care if they
realize
were
they
up
didn't
either,
even have
though. I mean,
abilities,
yeah.
just for crying out loud.
Yeah, the 5-level difference was like, oh, okay, now I should actually do this. I mean, if I could go back and whisper and say, just max them out right now, But I would say this is one of mine. I would like to see the hero sleep time cap at 1 hour. I think it's ridiculous. You
Ooh.
get penalized for. I thought they changed that. So when I got my king up to 20, I'm like, okay, that's fine because it only sleeps an hour. And then all of a sudden it's longer, and I'm like, this just is ridiculous. I'd like to see capped at an hour. I think an hour is fair.
I know it used to be like 4 hours, which is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It used to be a long time. Long time.
They were awful
Yeah,
when they first released them.
that's why I upgraded Quakes, the first thing with the new spell, because I knew that they would change it. And I'm
That's a
bringing
good
that.
point.
They'll nerf whatever's seemingly cool, and
Yeah, let's just all figure out what Scotty is upgrading, and we will figure out what's going to be nerfed next.
I know. Really,
Supercell tunes in just to hear what they're gonna nerf next.
every time. But I've actually been ahead of the curve for about a year, I think, where I don't get hit so bad every time anymore. Every update would be like, oh, I just did this, now this changed. So
I'm glad I never upgraded my dragons.
well, I maxed mine out, so we'll see.
They're probably going to come out with like level 6 P.E.K.K.A.s. That's going to be their game changer right there.
Oh yeah, that'll be a game changer.
That P.E.K.K.A. arch is going to be lethal.
I will never use P.E.K.K.A. as the worst troop in the game, I think. I hate
You
it.
can now mount a P.E.K.K.A. on a dragon. It will swing while you fly.
Yeah, that would be drops
When the
it
dragon
off
goes
at town
down,
hall.
yes.
When the dragon goes down, the P.E.K.K.A. lands and keeps going.
Yeah, that might be.
Does its best ability to run to the outside of the base and make a lap on the outside immediately.
Yeah. I never go. There's never been a time that I said, "Thank God for that P.E.K.K.A." Every other time, it's always disappointing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to.
I'm really surprised they didn't drop the level 4 P.E.K.K.A. to Town Hall 9 since they dropped the dragon.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't get it either, because the fact that there's 2 levels at Town Hall 10 for that P.E.K.K.A., it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Wait, I have one motivation. There is some slight value to getting a level 10 clan, because then you could give out a max P.E.K.K.A. as a TH9.
Yeah, that's
true.
big motivation.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I want to use them. I was so looking forward to getting them like maxed out, and I still they should swing twice as fast at least. I mean, or something. Kind of do what they did with the Archer Tower. I don't know.
Oh, half damage but twice the speed, which effectively does increase the DPS because you don't have as much over damage. That's true.
Yeah. I mean, it just seems like that coupled with like whatever else is going on at the point, it's just a lot of waste.
Yeah.
But,
All right, Warblade. I think I gotta go to bed myself. So.
All right.
Yep.
I really appreciate having you guys on.
Round.
And yeah, actually, who do you guys want to buy around for? That's my way of doing shout outs. So if you guys want to shout out or buy around for somebody,
I'll do mine then. I'll buy around for the Plow, who is the leader of our clan, for tirelessly setting up matchup after matchup after matchup.
yeah, that's a lot of work.
yeah, a
What's
lot of
his
work.
in-game name?
The Plow. Well, it's now One Hive. He renamed himself. He tramp stamped himself to One Hive Plow.
That's what I was wondering. So how long is he going to be with One Hive now?
Yeah. Natural move is within a week you must apply to Reddit Troopers. So
I'll shout out or buy around for boys at the House of L. In TeamSpeak stuff has just been awesome and kicking butt in this war. So always fun time.
And I am going to buy around for Rancid Meat, a good friend from way back that I have never met, never really talked to outside of the whole podcast thing, but his clan, Kent Farmhouse 2.0 or K Farmhouse 2.0, is going for their level 5 today.
I heard that.
Yeah, it's and natural. The other two clans that we've got in our family, we kind of absorbed level 5 clans.
Yeah.
2.0, they have done it all on their own, and they're going for level 5, and it's been a pretty good party over there. So, Rancid, this beer's on you.
He's one of the most unpleasant people
Or
I've
on
ever
me.
met. In my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. For Canadian,
awesome.
he's real. He's a real bastard.
He's a great guy.
How about you, Rob?
I give a shout out to my girlfriend, Lady Taco,
Ooh.
Ooh.
for being an awesome, just an awesome
Three-star
person.
attacker?
Yeah, she's the shit, man. She shows me up all the time.
That's cool. That's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm buying around for Big Jake Clash. He was kind enough to let me run some YouTube behind you guys. I'm actually showing his Battle Axe, House of L Battle Axe videos behind you. So
Yeah, he's been
those
doing
people that are watching, go ahead and check him out on YouTube, Big Jake Clash. So
Yeah, just showcasing the good attacks or award winners like Halligan does for Kent Farmhouse, right? You still doing that, Halligan?
No, I haven't been doing that for a while. The podcast has been taking up a lot of the time. So
Yeah, I always wanted
I
to.
gotta
I'm glad
get
he's
back
doing
into it, but it's
a lot of work.
awesome. Big J Clash, yeah, it is. But it's awesome that Big J Clash is doing that for you guys.
that. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks for having me.
hey,
yeah.
great having you guys on. I'm sure we'll talk for a few minutes after I stop the stream here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream, and we can wrap up. So thanks everyone for coming out, and